the party which has always put forward the cause of Jammu people and is constantly fighting for the cause of Jammutis, is today being joined by us by none other than the chairman Panthers Party, Harshdev Singh. Welcome, sir, to Excelsior News. And my first question, that your party has always talked about or put forward state reorganization. They favor that. But I think your party has not put forward the blueprint for the state reorganization, how that will go on.
You see, we are trying to create a consensus on the issue of reorganization of the state, and believe that reorganization is the only solution to the unequal treatment that has been doled out to Jammu region in the past. Until and unless statehood is granted to Jammu region, this bias and discrimination which has been doled out to this region by successive governments cannot be controlled, and it cannot come to an end. So this is the only solution. The modalities can be worked out subsequently once a decision in principle is taken that statehood for Jammu, for Kashmir is granted. And there should not be any difficulty in this, because we believe that even the financial implication is also very, very less, because we already have the secretariat here, we have a secretariat complex in Kashmir as well, we have an assembly complex in Jammu region and a separate assembly, we have two high courts as well, and infrastructure wise there's no problem. Financially, I don't think there'll be much of problems. So this reorganization could easily take place once the people are convinced that it would be in the ultimate interest of the people of both the regions and the people of the state at large.
So your party is putting forward this agenda quite from long sometimes. So why your party failed to make its presence in the assembly in the last assembly elections, if this statehood is as much important or in the need of the Jammu people?
See, there were different considerations in the previous elections for which on the basis of which the people voted for BJP. People felt that a change is required in the country, and secondly, BJP gave several seductive slogans. They made lots of promises with the people on controlling inflation, on generation of employment, and that good days would come, achhe din would come, and that 370 would go, Article 35A would go, refugees would get their rights which have been denied to them for the last 70 years, and women of the state who get married outside the state would be given state subjects which have been denied by successive governments. And likewise, they made several promises with the people of the state. But now we believe that the people of Jammu region has waken up to the reality, and they have realized that BJP has been indulging in frauds and it has betrayed them, and that all what they said during the elections, all their slogans were mere gimmicks, and they have been cheated by BJP, and that ultimately it's the statehood for Jammu region. The party who can rake up the issues of Jammu, which is facing discrimination and neglect for the last so many years. It is only Panthers Party that can assuage the hurt psyche of the people of Jammu. It's this party alone which has been, fighting for the cause of Jammu, raking up different issues, be that, bias against the unemployed youth of Jammu, be it the bias in allocation of funds, be it the bias in development of tourist resorts in Jammu region, or any other issue. It's only the Panthers Party that has been raising all these issues, and only Panthers Party can ensure justice to Jammu region. This feeling, is dawning upon the people of Jammu region, and we believe that gradually, it would make an impact, and people would surely, definitely come along and support Panthers Party on its agenda points and its issues.
For any country, any state, its economy needs to be very strong. But your demand of state reorganization, take the example of Jammu. We don't have any own economic sources to create. So if the consensus is developed, then how we will move ahead with the economy, or how we will develop our own economic resources? To what extent we will depend upon center?
You see, economically, there is a lot of scope for tourism in Jammu region. And presently, the tourists are reluctant to visit the state in view of the situation that prevails in Kashmir. They fear, because they take Jammu and Kashmir as one unit, and fear that if the situation is, bad in Delhi, it might have its repercussions in Jammu as well, and Jammu might also be affected. That's the general impression which is being carried by the people outside the state. So once we have our own state and we develop our tourism, potential, we exploit it to the fullest, that could give a great boost to the economy of the area and generate employment as well. Secondly, there is a lot of scope for industrialization as well. And the same reason for the industrialists, because they also believe that J&K being one state and Kashmir being highly disturbed, it could have its effects in Jammu region as well, and that's also one of the reasons for the reluctance to invest in Jammu region. So I think there should not be much of problems. And thirdly, the resources, the funds that we receive from the center, a major part of that goes to Kashmir, because all governments at the center have been following, appeasement policy of Kashmir at the cost of Jammu region. So once a statehood is granted to Jammu, the funds shall be divided equally between the two regions, and Jammu region as a state can decide its own priorities, and that way it will be receiving a higher share of the funds than is otherwise available to it in the present system.
On the issues of Rohingyas, your party has taken a very aggressive stand, and you have very categorically put forward that they should be thrown out at any cost. But as far as the settlement of Rohingyas is considered in Jammu and Kashmir, it was a way back in the various previous government process this started. And I think that your party has not rigged up those parties in which this settlement was taken in Jammu.
You see, the question is not who settled and who did not settle. This is a process which started several years back, and it has been continuing unabated. They are the influx of these Rohingyas has created an alarming situation now. So rather than criticizing those parties which did it or which did not do anything, we believe the government has got to take action now to ensure that they are evicted from this place. Because if they didn't do it, they have already faced the public ire, they have lost the elections. Now the government which has assumed power, it's their responsibility, and more so for the BJP, which has been declaring itself as the champion of the people of Jammu region. And now people would like that these Rohingyas are deported at the earliest from Jammu region because of the security threat and the demographic change that's taking place in Jammu region. And these people cannot evade the responsibility. They being in power at the state as well as the center, they have got to take immediate measures to ensure that they are immediately deported from here, rather than cursing other political parties or trying to deflect the blame to some other party. They need to act and ensure that they are evicted from this place in the interest of security and safety of the people of Jammu region.
The assembly is going to start in the coming days. So what Panthers party has, chronologically would have decided to raise the issue?
We would like the BJP leaders to rake up the issues of Jammu region, which include the most hostile discrimination that is being doled out to the youth of Jammu region, who are greatly disappointed by the obnoxious discrimination doled out to them in the selections, particularly by the BSc. We have very negligible share in the selections to various posts, the lists of which are issued by the Public Service Commission. So this needs to be vociferously agitated inside the assembly, and justice needs to be ensured to the Jammu youth. You will see the girls, contractual lectures sitting on dharna for the last more than 8 months, and with women on the roads, with girls on the roads. This government is making the most contemptuous mockery of the slogan of Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, which is being propagated with huge publicity by the central as well as the state government. And likewise, we would like the issue of delimitation of assembly constituencies to be addressed in this session of the assembly, because it was included in the agenda of alliance of the present government, but not a single member of the assembly has bothered to raise this issue of delimitation in the assembly. We have 37 seats, they have 46 seats in Kashmir region. So this is the root cause of all discrimination. This needs to be addressed. The BJP assured us at the time of elections that this anomaly would be rectified, but nothing has been done by it till date. Not even a statement has emanated from the BJP leaders for rectification of this highly anomalous situation, which is responsible for huge bias against Jammu region. So we would like this issue also to be resolved in the present session of the legislature.
So the Stand Up Panthers party is very clear that they are ever ready to fight for the cause of Jammu people. With cameraman Jatinder, this is Amit reporting for Excelsior News.